Hello and welcome back to the Bober Academy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Bober, 8-year NFL veteran, 4 years with the Giants, 4 years with the Chiefs, and I have the distinction of starting a game at every position in the NFL. I'm also the founder of Bober Academy, where our mission is to train and develop superior linemen to dominate on the gridiron. So we're going to continue our Lineman of the Week series here. We got the boys from Yutan, but before we get to them, I just want to give a reminder. If you are watching this on YouTube, right down there is a little subscribe button. We'd love if you'd subscribe to our channel. The more subscribers we get, the more of this O-line greatness we can put out there. If you're listening to this on a podcast app, click that subscribe button, and you can follow us on any of our socials. At Bober Academy is our handle on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those fun things. So anyway, we are continuing. We're so happy this week to have some of my favorite guys in here because I've worked with a lot of these guys, and I'm glad to see they're doing well. We got the Yutan Chieftains, right? They're 3-1 starting out the season. They got a big game coming up this week. But joining us this week is Coach Joe Dolezal, right? We got Senior Owen Sutter, Senior Kale Hoffer, and Junior Peyton Reed. So, Yutan, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Coach. And I just a quick correction. Kale's only a sophomore.
He's only a sophomore.
He's only a sophomore.
I think I do that because the interesting thing here is he looks kind of young. So so Kale and Peyton were at our winter sessions, right? We had 8 weeks of winter works, and Coach called me and says, "Listen, man, I want to bring all my guys." Right. And we made it happen. We worked out some things to get them out there. And I know the school helped out. I know the guys made a commitment. So I had a ton of Yutan guys there this winter. And, to see the development from week one when we started to when we got done, I see it's coming up on the field because you guys are doing pretty darn good. But I appreciate support from you guys for linemen. I thank Coach for putting that together for us. But so we got a senior, junior, and a sophomore here. So that is awesome. So the Chieftains off to a 3-1 start, right? Have played a pretty tough schedule so far, and they got a big game coming up. But Coach, why don't you tell me kind of, up until this point, how's the season gone for you guys, just as a team, the highs, the lows, and kind of going forward? How's it going so far?
I think it's going pretty well for us. We had some uncertainty there in the beginning. Oakland Craig was our week number one, and unfortunately they canceled their season, and we were a little concerned that we weren't going to be able to get some full contact in because we had Bishop Newman, who at the time I think they were 2 or 3, returning semifinalists. We had them week 2, and we didn't want to go into the Newman game without any full contact outside of ourselves. And so thankfully South Sioux City, they had an opening, and we actually played them during the COVID season. Mm-hmm. They were one of the only teams in the state that had an open week when we had a team that was unable to play during COVID. So we kind of did concluded the home and home series with South Sioux, and they came down and gave us a game. We were able to get out there and see how we were able to play before we went to Newman. Encountered an incredible Newman team, very physical, and saw where we stand with them, and we're able to just kind of take notes where we need to improve. Because it's hard when you have a tough game like that so early in the season. And so we found out a lot about ourselves early on. We had a homecoming overtime win against Malcolm, who they've kind of been our rival over the past couple of years, just in all sports. And so it was good to get a win. It's Owen's first win against Malcolm in his football career. So it was good for him to go out with a win with that. And we're just ready. Bergan's got a tough team. It's the start of district play, so every game means a little bit more. And of course, it's a tough one right off the bat, and I think we're ready for that challenge.
Nice. Yeah, so a little adversity in the season is not necessarily a bad thing. Kind of determine your character and things like that. But let's talk to Owen here for a second. So Owen, obviously, for those that are watching or listening, I played with Owen's dad at UNO. Still a good friend of mine. And so I followed Owen's career for quite a while. Now, Owen, as a senior, I know you've been a multi-year starter, played for a long time for Yutan. Tell me about this team as a senior, right? Tell me about your seniors, some of the leadership that you got going on this team, and how that's affecting this season, and what do you guys expect?
Yeah. So this year, honestly, I think this is the most well-rounded team we've had in my 4 years. I've been starting all 4 years, and this is by far probably the most well-rounded. My sophomore year, when we made the semifinals, we had a real good team that year too. There was a few not as well-rounded, I guess you could say, that we do this year. Like I feel like this year, this is probably the most athletes we've had on a team in a long time. And then the guys, like everybody's bought in. It's pretty good. Like practices are going well. We got a lot of days we have a lot of energy at practice, and it's fun, especially when we get to Team O and Team D. Guys are popping the pads. It's fun.
Nice. And who are some of your senior leaders, like the captains and stuff like that? Tell me about those guys.
Those guys are pretty good. We have seven total captains.
Wow.
Peyton Reed is one of them, and so me and Reed are the captains of the offensive and defensive line, and the rest of them, we have a couple receivers, obviously the quarterback, and I think all those guys, all seven of us, we've bought in. We know what we have here. It's like we got a chance to do something pretty big.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. I know the seniors are so important to a team, and they're the ones who have been through everything. And there's a big difference between guys who have been through the program and get to that senior part of it. So Peyton, I want to talk to Peyton here. Congratulations, captain. That's awesome, especially as a junior. Tell me about this season so far with you guys and what you're seeing kind of in this role of being a leader for your team.
So last year was actually my first year playing tackle football as a sophomore. And it's crazy because last year I didn't see much. Like I was just trying to kind of understand the whole football thing, learning all the plays and everything. And this year it's a lot different. I realized I need to, kind of realize you're awake. So like everything I do, those underclassmen or any other linemen, they're kind of watching what I do. You have to kind of realize everything you do, somebody's watching. And just like teaching, got to hold everybody accountable, show them what they're doing. It's a lot different than just trying to learn like last year.
Nice. I know that, you had come and work with me. You could just tell you hadn't played a lot of football, but super coachable, right? And coach, you probably could say this too, man. A guy who you tell him how to get in this stance, how to take this step, how to bend those knees. I think it's really paying off for him. So that's great to hear. And I love to see, guys that are juniors get to be leaders because then they, you get a couple of years to be there. So, and I do know as a captain, like I was a team captain before, and it is one of the greater honors you can have, right? I've got a lot of honors out there, but team captain is probably one of the most special. So congratulations to you guys. Now you got Kale here. It's just a sophomore. Now Kale's a big dude, man. And Kale, what's it like being kind of a younger guy on sounds like a pretty heavy senior class, right? What's it like with those leaders, and how do you fit in?
It's just fun to be able to play the game that we all love, and just coming together as teammates and players. Like it's just fun. Like every day at practice, we're bringing the energy. We're just locked in every play, every game. We just know that we all have a certain role on the team, and we just want to do it to the best of our abilities, and just go all out. Like we're all in.
That's awesome. And I know, like I said, I know you, whether they're young guys or older guys, I know you got some big dudes because I've seen you guys this winter. But Coach, let's talk about, you mentioned the game against Malcolm, right? And I've always feel like those games that you figure out how to win, overtime games. Kind of tell me how that game progressed as you went along, and how you guys end up pulling out the victory. It looks like you guys, went for 2 in overtime and got it, and that's how you won. Tell us how that played out.
Yeah, so we went up, we were up 3 scores. It was 18-0. And then they returned a kick. I think there were 5 or 9 seconds left in half, in the first half. We kicked it off, and then they housed it. That was kind of a momentum killer right before we went into halftime. And it was just, credit to the guys to figure out how to fight the momentum that was just absolutely lost as we were going in the locker room. Of course, Malcolm started fighting back. They scored a couple more times, and for everything that went our way, it still went equally as good for Malcolm. And we did have a good drive at the end of the game. Then we were able to take the game into overtime, and then you could just see them dig deep. It was correct me if I'm wrong, captains, but I believe we won the toss. And as soon as we won the toss, we opted for defense first, and they just came off the field with a whole different energy. Like you could just feel it when they were coming off the field after that overtime coin toss. And then Coach Krychek, he opted to go for two after we scored the touchdown. And it was just the will of the team. And I joke when I go through and I count pancakes for the guys every week, and I was joking with Hoffer because I wanted to credit him with the pancake because he was in there for the assist with Caleb Fenner, another sophomore who was running in for the end zone. Fenner wasn't going down, but Hoff came in and just kind of gave that pile just a little extra nudge and got him across. And so it was just kind of it was great to see the group of guys just figure it out. There's some things that you can't coach.
Yeah.
And you need a game like that for these guys to figure out what it takes, because it's been relatively close with Malcolm over the past couple of years. They always seem to get a one up on us, and it's just like I mentioned earlier, as we kind of developed a rivalry with those guys, and just kind of the desire to win, to beat the rival. And it was a home game to boot. So just a lot of things that just kind of fueled these guys to pull out the win.
Nice. So you mentioned Kale here. Kale, tell me what it was like at the end of that game.
So we knew that entire drive that we were going to score, but we were just debating on whether to go for one or two.
Mm-hmm.
And we told coach that we wanted to win the game, so we just went for two. And I vividly remember it. We're running a dive option, and they pitch the ball, and their team's already like celebrating, like they think they got it stuffed.
Yeah.
They start tackling Caleb Fenner, and he gets stood up a little bit. So I just come up from behind him, push him in, touchdown. And after that, it was just exciting. Like the emotion was like unexplainable. Like it was
So
awesome.
that was the 2-point play.
Yeah.
He got stood up at the 4-yard line.
He got like 4-yard line, still made it in.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And because think about it, I mean, Peyton, what was it like when you go down there and you're like, okay, this is the play that's going to win or lose this game? Like, what was like the huddle like? Tell me what was like in the huddle when you're calling that play, knowing that you were either going to win or lose the game on this play.
It's like, I don't know. At the same time, it's very hectic, and you're worried, like, this is it. And at the same time, it's kind of relaxing almost for me. It's like, this is it. It's either this or we win or we lose here. Kind of, I don't know. It's crazy. It's such a different feeling. I've never really felt it before. Yeah,
probably like in that moment, you're just like, hey, listen, I got to go do my job, right? You look back on that. You'll probably look back on that years from now and be like, wow, that took a lot of guts to call that play and do that. Owen, as a guy who's been around a lot, what do you think that a game like that means to this season for this team? When you, I mean, not only did you win in overtime, but you had to go and score, then you had to go get the 2-point, and you had to, basically push your running back in from the 4-yard line. Such a momentous turn of events. Like, what do you think that did to your team?
I think it really just opened everybody's eyes. Like my whole high school career, I feel like Yutan's just been kind of doubted, like not included in a lot of things. Like talked down upon, but like that game, I think itself opened all my teammates' eyes. So like, hey, we don't care who you are. We're still going to come out and attempt to punch you in the mouth. Like it's smash mouth football type of game. That's like, in my opinion, Yutan football is we're going to come down and we're going to try to run the ball down your throat.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're just going to figure out a way. It doesn't matter if they're bigger, stronger, better, whatever. They got to deal with you, right?
Yeah, 100%.
That is awesome. Now, Coach, now you guys are hitting into district play, right? Do you guys have a different message when you get to district play? Because those are the games that start counting towards, qualifying for the playoffs and stuff like that. Do you guys like turn it up for districts, or what's your message to your team about kind of heading into district play?
It's district play doesn't change too much. It's this week is the important week because it's the game this week. It's the result that we want starts with the game on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And so as we can't think ahead until we win the game. So it's just kind of, it's been our mentality for the past couple of years. It was last year we fell a little bit short, and it's not, the last week of the season, we were just kind of checking scores and making sure that, we needed so-and-so to win to get the extra points and all that. And we don't want to be in that situation. We want to control our own destiny. And the way to do that is just to take it week by week, and win on Friday night. And then, everything will fall into place.
And it sounds like you guys are talking about just like, hey, listen, let's go 1-0 this week.
Yep.
Right. Now, I'm talking to the players. Do you guys feel like an extra sense of urgency for district play, or are you still thinking like, hey, listen, who's on our schedule this week? Okay, let's focus in on that. I mean, obviously they mean a lot, right? But how do you? What's the internal talk with the players as you get into district play?
Personally, I think like this week, especially like before I got into high school, Bergan was a big rival.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when Bergan had the McIntyre brothers. One went to Wyoming, one went to Oklahoma. And so it was just a big rivalry game. So this game specifically, like we're coming to practice like, oh, it's Bergan week, baby. Let's go. Like we're fired up. And then like we win this one. Okay, once we win this one, it's the next week. And then just keep going 1-0. Like it's when you get to that after that weekend, if you win, so like last week we won on Friday. Once you get to Sunday night, it's all right. We're done celebrating. We're going 1-0 this week, and it's like the attitude of like we're coming out to practice and it's win the day.
Yep. Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, at some point, not some point, it's probably the best way to look at it. It's more about us than them. You know what I mean? It's like, we got to know where they line up. At the end of the day, it's about what we do, us doing our job. How about you guys, Peyton and Kale, Owen's got some history there. You know what I mean? He's been around longer. How about you guys? How do you guys feel as underclassmen or younger guys coming into district play?
I just, like Owen said, like Coach Dolezal said, just take it week by week, and we go to practice and we're, trying to become the best team that we can become. The best, play the best that we can to our ability, and take it this week, punch them in the mouth, win, head on to next week. Do the same thing. We need to get better every single week.
Nice. I like it. Well, I know what Kale's going to say. Kale's a young guy. It's like, it's what you guys are saying, right? You just follow those older guys.
Yeah, it's more just about each day getting better at one certain aspect, whether that's footwork for O-line, whether that's getting pass rushes on D-line. You just got to get better every single day to prepare yourself for Friday, which we want to keep winning games, which hopefully this week of practice has been great. Nice. So you've just been preparing, and it's been really fun this week.
Nice. I don't know if we worked on crab blocks enough, Doze.
Hey, you still got tomorrow, man. I mean,
yeah, still got a little bit of time tomorrow.
Probably kind of a walkthrough, but you can go out and do some of that. That's awesome to hear, guys. I know from a coach's perspective, it's hard to help young people understand how important practice is, because that taste in your mouth as a coach, we see it more than you guys do because you guys are just kind of in it. Like you get a feeling of like how well you practice. It matters in how well you're going to play. So it's great to hear that you guys have had a great week of practice going into a big game. Coach, real quick, tell me about, I know these guys probably play defense too, but tell me about your offense. Like, tell me what you guys do on offense. Who are some of your guys on offense? And I'd love to hear about UTAN's offense.
So we have a relatively younger offensive line. It's of course we got Hoff, the sophomore, and then we got a couple of juniors. The juniors fill out the rest of the line, and then Sutter's the senior tight end. He's going to be he's learning the tackle position as well. So it's just from the guys in this call. And then we got another big tackle, Caden Erfmeyer. He's a big kid. And I got guard Hayden Bedlin or Hudson Bedlin and Richard Hayes at center, and they're not the biggest guys on the field, but man, I'll take him to any fight, especially Bedlin. He's a dynamite little guy. I shouldn't say little, but he'll probably get mad after he hears me say that. But in comparison to the rest of the line, he's definitely the smallest. But we got a junior quarterback who Nathan Daniel. He started last year as well, so he's matured a lot there, leading the offense on the field, and he's a run threat as well as a pass threat. And we got this year we have a heck of a backfield. We have 4 running backs that right now they're getting equal time because they're all doing about the same. I mean, with the guys in front opening up the lanes for them, they're all doing pretty well. Fenner is probably one of our. I think he's the leading back. And then Otto Hinkle, who's a junior, is getting a lot of carries. Turbo Kaiser is a senior. He's our fullback. He likes to punch guys in the mouth, so he'll come down. We love running ISOs with him. And then we got a transfer in from Meade as a senior, Gianni Conti, and he's contributing to it for us right away. And then Daniel's got some receiving threats. Carson Jury, who's a senior. Maddox Wentworth, who's having a heck of a year on defense. And then Ryan McGuire, who's a junior. And they're, can't forget Carson Holst as well. They all have great hands. We got some speed on the outside, so we give Daniel some great options to throw to as well.
That's awesome. Sounds like you got a good crew there. Now, Kale, obviously you're the guy that helped push the running back into the end zone. Tell me about your running game. What kind of plays you're doing, and what's your favorite?
Oh, I just love quick trap. Whenever you get a chance to pull as an O lineman, you're just like licking your chops. Like you're just excited to do it.
Love it, man. Yeah, you catch a dude right on the side. That's why you get a lot of pancakes from that. Between that and down blocks, getting dudes on the side is awesome. And they don't see it coming, and then they don't come off the ball as much anymore. Peyton, tell me about offense. Who's your dude out there? Who's the guy in the huddle that gets things going, right? And I know of the linemen, we got that, but tell me about who's the guy that you're like, man, this guy is going after it this game.
I'd say Nathan Daniel, our quarterback. He does a really good job of, holding people accountable, and even sometimes he gets flustered. With the play calls, he's got a hard time remembering. He'll be at that practice, but he's always, pumped up. Like, it's all right. Punch him in the mouth this next play.
Yeah, sounds like he's an intense dude, man. You like that at quarterback. Guy's kind of a dog out there. Owen, I'm going to give you you're the senior, man. Tell me about these linemen, right? I mean, you got anything good to share about them that maybe people don't know? Like any fun stories, right? Nicknames, instances that happen. Give us something to share that the world's going to hear about it. So it's got to be clean. But what do they need to know about the UTAN big dudes?
Get Hoffer flustered.
No,
I like messing with Hoffer. He'll get flustered real good, and I like giving Peyton and Hoffer are my 2 biggest guys I give crap to. I'll just start like most random stuff, I'll say something to them and just start picking on them, and we get going back and forth. And honestly, I think that's part of what brings the energy to practice. Like us O lineman, D line, we bring the energy to practice. If we don't have energy, nobody has energy. So if we're not picking at each other, laughing, and then going hard, I mean, it seems like nobody else is either. But my favorite play this year so far has been pitch. We're averaging 11 yards, I think. Is that right, Doze?
Yep.
Pitch. We're averaging 11 yards per pitch. So that's
nice.
That's pretty nice.
Nice. You got that play. You just have it figured out. You guys got it. I was scared you're going to say something like tight end, white pop, or seam like that. But
you might have to edit that out so teams don't plan for a pitch. No.
This year,
there's no secrets.
Yeah, I know.
this year, I
huddle.
I haven't touched the ball a lot.
I guarantee you that your opponent's practicing that play a lot. It's just
we're ready for it, and to Owen's credit, like it's the tight end, and if we don't have a tight end out there, the tackle, they have the key block on that, and it's been just to see him develop and figure that out and get that block. It's huge. And so that's been probably the biggest growth that we've seen is just when they figure things out, like with the pitches or traps and stuff like that, to see how they work, just with little simple things.
Yep. When the light comes on, they get confidence in it, and then they can't be stopped, right?
Yep.
I love it. I love it. All right, Coach, we're going to wrap up here. The question I always ask, and I usually ask the coaches, and the players can kind of back you up, but every year, a lot of teams will have a motto, right? You know what I mean? Like something you put on a T-shirt or a banner, or something you say a lot. It's not something that's going to give anything away, but usually someone's like unfinished business or like that. Does Yutan have that, or what's your message to the guys coming from the coaches? A lot of times the seniors will come up with something like that. What is a motto or a phrase that can describe Yutan this year?
Oh, that's a good question. I can't think offhand. Help me out, guys.
Coach Krychek, the head coach, he likes to say that we want to be predators.
Yeah.
We want to be feared. We want to be going into that first round, whoever drew us going, oh crap, we got to play Yutan.
Nice.
Nice. No matter if we're the 16 team or if we're the 1, it doesn't matter. Oh shoot, this is gonna be a dogfight.
Yeah. That's in order to do that, you got to keep getting better every week, and then playing your best football going into the playoffs, right? That one team that I'm not saying you're going to lose more games. I'm saying the team that gets in the playoffs, but oh great, I wish they didn't make the playoffs. That's what you guys want to be, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. So teams that prepare for you, they get a little afraid of you. That's awesome. So, all right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming out here. I've seen you guys work in the off season. I've seen the results out there on Friday nights. I love talking with the coaches and the players just to hear about how they're coming together and what they're doing. And what I love about the offensive line is usually it's a really tight group, right? I mean, I love when Owen's talking about messing with the guys and doing stuff that's what linemen do. I mean, we're just weird dudes like that. You know what I mean? We're not worried about how long our, having our pants aren't covering our knees and having little streamers and, little arm and stuff like that. We just throw stuff on and get the heck out there. You know what I mean? Nothing fancy about us, but we're a pretty tight group when it comes to linemen. So thanks a lot, guys. Before I go, I just want to remind everyone who is watching or listening, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel down there. Follow us on our podcast channel, social media at Bober Academy is our handle. And, we're going to keep putting great stuff out. I love working with Yutan, in the off season. Hopefully you guys saw a lot of benefit from it. Obviously, I'll do that again for guys from all over, right? You know what I mean? I just love working with O-linemen and helping make them better. And I love coaches that buy into investing in their guys. And looks like it's paying off for you guys. So wanted to wish you guys the best of luck coming up this weekend, big district game. And then, of course, you got the rest of your season as you head into that playoffs, being predators, guys, people are afraid of. So, again, Yutan, thanks for joining us. I'm going to put this out here. We'll see you guys out there on Friday night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.